Guys, I just finished watching Joker about 10 minutes ago. The movie theater is very, very close to my house. And I have to tell you, my mind was blown away at how great this movie was. This movie is the best movie of 2019. I don't even think it's close. I know a lot of people are going to say Avengers Endgame or whatever. No, not in my opinion anyway. Avengers Endgame was great. This took greatness to another level. This is a character movie. Joaquin Phoenix gave the performance of a lifetime in this movie. I haven't seen a performance like this since probably Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs. And trust me, there is a Silence of the Lambs type of feel to it. I think the character of Arthur Fleck was probably influenced by Francis Dollarhide in Red Dragon, also Buffalo Bill, and of course, Norman Bates. Everything that you think you know about the Joker, forget about it. Forget about it. This is a fresh new, brand new take on a comic book character. And trust me, this is not a comic book movie. If you're going in expecting, to see a comic book movie, you're going to be disappointed. This is a psychological thriller in every shape of the word. This is more Silence of the Lambs than it is Avengers. It's nothing like that. This is a movie where you get so deep inside the mind of Arthur Fleck, aka Joker, that you feel like you're living this movie through his eyes. And you really are, because I think that Arthur Fleck is in every single scene in this movie. And I have to tell you guys, the last 20 minutes of this movie, it's deep. It's extremely deep. Now, I am going to talk a little bit of spoilers in this, so if you don't want to be spoiled, you might as well just click off, because it's almost impossible to really talk about this movie without going into some spoilers. Now, I say that this movie is similar to like a Norman Bates psycho character because he kills his mother, so to speak. And he actually does kill his mother in this movie. But we find out his mother is just about as crazy and insane as he is. She went deranged. She was hospitalized. And he finds out later in the movie when he goes to the mental hospital that she was in. And from there, he has nothing to lose once he feels like he's been betrayed by his mother. He was allowed to be abused. And then he just loses it. And also, this movie is really about the rich and the poor, mainly the 1% versus everyone else. The 1%, they're living really, really good. And everybody else is not living good. Even like the middle class, because Arthur, he's going to see a social worker in the movie and they're being shut down due to funding cuts. And she told Arthur that they don't care about him and they don't care about her. That was powerful when she actually said that. And it was true. It made the rich look so bad and so evil in this movie. You didn't want to root for the rich whatsoever. You were on the side of the Joker if you were watching this movie. Where else can I really go with this? It's going to really, really make you dig down deep and think real hard about mental illness in this country or in this world today. Because this is a movie that really has no action in it. There is very little action in this movie. There's only about, I would say, 3 what you would call action scenes. The end is an action scene, but the rest of them are kind of smaller action scenes, really. And the media, I can see why they were afraid of this movie. They think that people are going to go out and want to kill people based on this movie. I just don't see that happening. This is still just a movie. But this movie is unlike any other movie that I've seen because it seems so realistic. You know, comic books and comic book movies, you know, they kind of go over the top. Not this movie. This movie is very, very grounded. So Arthur Fleck could be living next door to you and you wouldn't even know it. You know, similar to like Psycho, Norman Bates. But I think Joaquin Phoenix probably gave one of the best performances I've ever seen. It's definitely in the top 3. Now, I can't compare it to Heath Ledger's Joker because Heath Ledger was really a supporting character in The Dark Knight. It wasn't his movie. We really didn't get to know who he was. We find out the origin of Arthur Fleck, even though people were complaining, you know, before the movie came out, oh, we don't really want to know his backstory and where he came from. Technically, you really don't know where he comes from because his mother is not his mother. She adopted him. He was abandoned as a baby. So in the end, you really don't find out who he is. And this is the best movie of the year. This is one of the best movies I've ever seen. I'm big on character movies. I like character-driven movies. This was very, very close to Silence of the Lambs kind of level. You know, Silence of the Lambs didn't have a lot of action, but Hannibal Lecter took over the screen. It's just like that in this movie. Joaquin Phoenix takes over every single scene. Now, people were talking about this could cause a lot of gun violence and everything like that. Actually, there's not a lot of gun violence in this movie, you know, to tell you the truth. When people get killed, it's usually just with a handgun. Now, we have the big thing right now, Beto O'Rourke running for president. Somebody's going to take all your AR-15s and stuff like that. This movie, no assault rifles. He uses a handgun and he uses a pair of scissors. And what he does with those pair of scissors, it's just one of the best scenes in the movie. You know that he is completely lost it when you see that scene. But Joker, if this movie doesn't win Best Picture, it should be a crime. If Joaquin Phoenix doesn't win Best Actor, it's a crime. If Todd Phillips doesn't win Best Director, it's a crime. I can safely say that no other movie coming out this year is going to be better than Joker. Not Terminator, not Star Wars, not even close, I think. Avengers Endgame, right up there, but this movie is so different than that. I don't think we've seen a character movie based on a comic book movie before like this. This movie was a 10 out of 10. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. And Joaquin Phoenix, he was always a great actor. I mean, he was great in Gladiator. This is his best acting performance of his life. I just don't know how to put it, guys. I was just so blown away. Just so blown away. But that's just my thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on this? Have you seen Joker? If not, do you plan on seeing it? I highly recommend it. You have to see this movie. This movie is definitely not for little kids. It's R-rated for a reason, and it's not really for bad language. It's just because of the mental mindset. I mean, this guy even imagines that he's dating a girl. The girl you see in the trailer is his neighbor. He's actually imagining that he's dating her, but he's not. Completely blown away. But guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.